The story tonight is The Snail Who Forgot the Mail.
Snail mail at your service.
The story is written by Siegel Adler, and the illustration was by Ferry M. and Linton Pendu P. The forest monsters woke up to a nice surprise. Trees full of ribbons and balloons in every size. But the biggest surprise was a sign on the tree. They wondered what it said and all ran to see.
Guys, what is the sign saying? Let me get closer to read.
You are invited to the palace next Sunday at 2. It's the king's birthday party. We'll be waiting for you. The Monster King celebrates just once every year. So come one and all. We are expecting you here.
A birthday party? Yippee!
Party, party, party! Monster King felt great. He had planned everything. He would show off the present from Mountain Monster King. He arranged with the post office to do things his way, to deliver the special package exactly on the day.
Can't wait to send out my present,
said the Mountain Monster King. Meanwhile, Forest Monster King thought,
I wonder what my present will be this year.
Here's your special present, right on time.
The forest monsters looked forward to the celebration. Monster King's party were the best in the nation. The monsters bought new suits. They'd be properly dressed. The ladies bought new dresses, so they also looked their best. Everyone was curious, but soon it would be clear. What present had Mountain Monster King sent this year?
I hope it is something special.
Meanwhile, the forest monsters are all guessing. What is? What could that be? What kind of present? Do you know? At the post office, there was an excitement around the special mail. The package had arrived, but the mailman was a snail.
Is the king really going to send his present by snail mail?
He would set out early Saturday without any delay. Although he was slow, he'd be on time the next day. He must be careful not to anger the king by mistake, because if the king yelled, the whole forest would shake.
Is the mail here yet?
I can't imagine what will happen if my delivery is late.
The snail was excited. He couldn't sleep at night. He'd never seen the king's castle, a beautiful sight.
I wonder if the castle is as beautiful as it is in my dream.
But the angry king would stamp his feet if he arrives late. There'd be an earthquake and thunder if the king had to wait. To annoy His Royal Highness is not a good thing. He's impatient and short-tempered, the Forest Monster King.
Guess I better be on time. No one wants an angry king.
The snail put on his glasses and went on his way. It was early Saturday morning, a warm, sunny day.
Rise and shine, sleepyhead.
Yep, I have a long day ahead of me.
The monsters were coming to the party the next afternoon, but the snail wasn't worried. He knew he'd be there soon. The mailman marched onward. His knees was a bit sore, but he didn't slow down. He walked as quickly as before. He arrived at the royal palace safely and on time. The palace was all decorated. It looked truly fine. The walls were covered with lights and flower galore. The throne was all surrounded with gifts on the floor. But His Royal Highness and all the guests thought it was about time to see what the snail had brought. The king gathered the guests. When he saw the snail,
Let's see what the Mountain King sent in the mail.
everyone was silent. All looked towards the throne.
What had the Mountain King sent from his home?
Oh no!
Said the snail.
I forgot the mail at home. But don't you worry. It is not far as Rome. And make no mistake, there's no need to worry. I'll be back very quickly. I'm going to hurry. No mail, no worry. I'll be back in a jiffy.
Little Snail, don't be silly. You're not on the right track. It will take you 3 days to go home and come back. I want my present right now. This just won't do. I don't want to wait at all. I'm disappointed in you.
By now, the king was boiling with rage. He looked angrier than a lion trapped in a cage. The king might stamp his feet. The guests started to shake. There would be lightning, thunder, and maybe an earthquake.
Hold tight! Thunder and lightning is coming! No, I see.
The snail spoke to the king. His voice was loud and clear.
You are impatient and short-tempered, but I have no fear. If you have more patience to hear what others say, you will understand much more. It's a much better way. The solution is simple because, as everybody knows, a snail takes his house with him wherever he goes.
The snail poked his head into the house on his back. He gave the king a golden envelope framed in black. Inside was a tiny computer, no larger than a hand, just what the king had dreamed of to help him rule his land.
This is perfect! And it arrived on time.
Everybody cheered for the courageous little snail. He stood up to the monster king, and his advice did prevail. The forest monster was a good king, but truth to tell, he was much too impatient, quick to anger and yell.
I respect you, my king, but I am speaking the truth.
Thank you for being honest with me.
The king of the forest monsters said sorry right away. He shook the snail's hand. This is what he had to say.
You taught me that if I stay calm and polite, if I have patience, and I'm careful not to fight, if I think before I act and hear what others have to say, life will be more peaceful. It's a much better way.
Kids, let's be patient and listen more.
And be brave to say sorry when you lost your temper.
Before you go, kids, see who's here.
Not him, it's me. Come find out what trouble I am in next week. Bye. The end. 结束.
So what can we learn from the story? This clever and fun story teaches us about patience, something that all children, and possibly some adults, can never have enough of. Now let's look at these Bible verses. The first one is from Colossians chapter 3, verse 12. It tells us God has chosen you and made you his holy people. He loves you. So always do these things. Show mercy to others. Be kind, humble, gentle, and patient. And here's another verse about why it's not so good to lose your temper too quickly. It's from Proverbs chapter 15, verse 18. It says, a person who quickly gets angry causes trouble, but a person who controls his temper stops a quarrel.